The reason why you aren't profitable isn't because you're doing too little, it's actually because you're doing too much. The market rewards patience, and most traders are focused on taking as many trades as they can. Today, we're going to dive deeper on the psychology of a successful trader and what separates them from an unprofitable trader. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you went a full week without placing more than one trade a day? It's been a long time, hasn't it? It's because you want to force trades, you want to pass that combine or evaluation account, you want to start making money on your funded accounts. Well, let me tell you something. That's actually what's completely destroying all progress in your trading career. You have this burning desire that you want to take more trades, you want to make more money, you want to have that dream life that you've always been begging for. You spent countless nights crying at the kitchen counter because you weren't able to make trading work. You've put your fist through thousands of doors and slammed your head on the table over and over and over again, and it just feels like your success is crawling away from you every step of the way. This was me 3 years ago, until I found out that one key psychological factor that every successful trader has and I didn't. And it wasn't until that I found out what that was and implemented it into my own trading until I became a profitable trader. Now, I'm just going to jump right into it. This is something that I teach all of my students, and I really bang this point home because this is absolutely crucial that you get this through your noggin. But trading is unlike any other industry, truly, and I say this, trading is unlike any other industry. Trading is the only field where you cannot brute force your way to success. You could do that with athletics, you could do that with drop shipping, you could do that with school, you could do this in any other field. You work, and you will get results. Trading is the complete opposite. Trading is not a game of how much work you can put in, but how you can learn about yourself and elevate yourself to your highest version of yourself. Now, this might seem like some Buddhist shit, but it's really not. Let me explain. I'm going to go into more depth on this later, but what you need to understand is that the markets is you against you. There's nobody else competing in this market besides you. You are your own risk manager. You are your own boss. You are your own everything. And the problem is with you is that you don't even know that what you're doing is actually wrong. Now, have you ever heard of when people say you need to detach yourself from an outcome? Well, that goes hand in hand with trading. Being fully detached while being present is so incredibly crucial in trading, and it's very difficult to master that. It took me almost 4 years to master that concept. But this concept basically ties in the fact that you have to be completely removed from your P&L, whether it be red, green, break even, no matter what it is, you have to completely unidentify with that P&L. I have seen so many traders take a red day and just completely blow up like you're raging in a video game. It's like, why are you getting upset? You took a trade in a market where you knew that the odds may or may not be in your favor that day. How could you possibly be upset like you're playing a game of Call of Duty? And this is the point that I'm going to hammer home today, is that you need to be completely detached from your trading. And what this really means is that no matter the outcome of your trade, whether it's green, red, like I said, break even, no trade day, you have to be completely detached, because what this is going to allow you to do is allow success to come to you. Remember when I said that you're taking too many trades, you're over leveraging, you're not following your rules? This is because you're too attached to the money and you don't want to let the success come to you. This is the only industry where you're unable to do that. So by you hammering home more trades, trying to put more size on a setup, it's not going to work. If anything, you might get lucky once or twice, but more times than not, this is going to result in a complete downward spiral, and that's what we're trying to avoid as traders. To be detached from the outcome is to be completely okay whether or not you're going to be green or red on the day, and to understand that you have to allow the success to come to you. And I keep on saying this, but you have to allow. You cannot force. You need to allow. If you take one trade per day, Monday through Friday, let's say maximum you take is 5 trades. If you do that over 100 trades, do you know how much more consistent and accurate, precise you're going to be with your trades? Let me tell you a little something. So back in college, let's say if it was like a Thursday or a Friday night, right? And we were making plans, to go out in the night, do whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm down to do whatever, blah, blah, blah. Friday would come, Friday morning would come. I would take a trade. Let's say I lost. I would blow up my fucking account and I would just go absolutely ape shit and it would ruin my entire day and I wouldn't go out for the entire weekend because all I was thinking about was this stupid trade that I took on Friday and then I blew up. I burnt the accounts, I burnt more money, and it just was a complete downward spiral. And this is an example of letting trading affecting your life. And this is an example of letting trading affect your life. You cannot allow this to happen. You cannot allow trading to leach into your personal life because this will absolutely destroy you. And you will not be able to detach from your trading if you let this happen. Letting this happen and having trading just completely spiral your own personal life out of control, it's just going to make it so much harder to detach from the outcome of a P&L because now you start to associate having a nice day, having a good day with like a positive P&L and having a bad day with a negative P&L. And as we know in trading, right, the probabilities are never 100% in our favor. And there are going to be days where we take an A plus setup and we lose. But as successful, profitable traders, we have to understand that going further, this is going to happen, right? We're going to have losing days. So you have to rewire your mind to be okay with taking a loss and not correlating it with a bad day. Because if you start to correlate trades, losing trades with a bad day, you're going to have a lot of bad days in the future, my friend. And I will be the first to say is that I used to do this as well, especially as a young kid trying to make money in college. It was stressful. It definitely got stressful. But once you learn to detach, you have to detach from your P&L. You have to detach from the outcome of your trades. Once you detach, you become magnetic. Once you become magnetic, you attract the success. I'll give you another example. In the month of February, me and all my students, we took 9 trades in the Discord. I believe it was 9 trades. And we won 6 of them and lost none of them. We had a couple break evens in there, which 2 of those ran to actually stop loss and 1 of those ran to take profit. So pretty good risk management. On a day where there's no trade to be placed, we don't have an expectation to place a trade. We don't have an expectation to make money. We are detached. We are simply following our system. We are coming to the market Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with the same approach every single day. And it just so happens to be that there was a lot of no trade days, but you have to understand now, those no trade days are just another step in the systematic approach that we need to incorporate into our trading to see long-term positive expected value. And this is really all just a fancy way of saying the less you trade, the more you're going to make. Because the less you trade, the less mistakes you're going to make. The less you trade, the more selective you're going to be with your trades. The more selective you're going to be, the more money you're going to make. But this requires you to detach from even no trade days. Top Step and a lot of other prop firms came out with the statistics saying that 85% of traders blow their funded accounts on Fridays. Why is this? Either because they take a loss on Friday, or maybe they take a no trade and then they come back later because they want to place a trade, because now you have the weekend where you can't trade for Saturday and Sunday. Why is this such a big deal? Because people want to place trades. Those are supposed to be rest days, maybe put in some work, back test. You're not supposed to be trading, but people want to place a trade. They're so attached to the money and wanting to make it that it's actually subtracting it from them. So you really do need to detach. And I tell this to my students all the time, is that you are never going to make any money consistently in the market unless you detach and you come to the market with an unbiased perspective every single day, just trying to follow your systematic approach that you know will reap long-term results. And that's what you need to do, is detach, 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 detach. Understand that trading is not a measurement of self-worth. Your P&L is not a measure of self-worth. Your trade that you take is not a measurement of how the rest of your day is going to go. And once you fully detach from trading and put it in its own category, you start to live your own personal life and have much more enjoyment again. And trading becomes a lot less stressful because you understand that now you're going to trust the process and follow your system instead of showing up to the market every day, trying to slap money on the table, trying to make money. I think you guys understand the point that I've been trying to get through to you is that you must detach. And this is what is going to completely unfuck your mindset in trading. If you are interested, I'll leave a link to my mentorship down in the description. I have a 7-day free trial. Only if you're interested, though. I only take serious traders inside of my program, but we go more into depth on trading psychology in my own personal model and live webinars. We have live calls, risk analysis, everything that you could possibly ever need. But if there's one thing I want you to do, no matter what it is, I want you to go into the next trading day, whenever you see this video, and just think, I am detached. Day by day, I am detached from the outcome of my trade. My trade does not define me. My P&L does not define me. And your trading will take an upward spiral and you won't even be able to stop it. It will be magnificent.